Hey there, storytellers. Ever had a weekend getaway turn into an absolute nightmare? Well, buckle up for a wild ride as I share a tale of a seemingly perfect vacation spot that turned into anything but. From questionable neighbors to a showdown that had us calling in the police, all leading to a satisfying twist of revenge at the end. This is a story of frustration, confrontation, and a sweet taste of payback. Let's dive into the story called Don't Ruin My Weekend. So 2 years ago, me and a group of friends rented a condo in a popular tourist town for a long weekend. We paid a pretty penny, but the location was perfect for our needs. When we got there, the building and condo were both pretty underwhelming, but we didn't care. It was just a place to sleep and we wouldn't be spending much time there. When I say underwhelming, I really mean the building was unsafe. The exterior egress stairwells had sections rotted through, loose railings, you name it. Not long after checking in and getting settled, we were able to figure out that this place was going to be a problem. The neighbor upstairs demanded we move a vehicle from the unloading zone because it had been there too long. It had been there for about 20 minutes, and we were still unloading food. She was quick to inform us that she was the president of the COA, and if we step out of line again, she will have us removed without a refund. Right after this, a black pickup truck pulled up, and she beelined to talk to the driver who never got out of his vehicle. Later that afternoon, another group checked into the condo next to us, but Karen wasn't there when they checked in, so they didn't get the same uppity treatment. Our group left to go out to dinner and ended up staying out pretty late. When we got back, everything was quiet and we were lights out not long after. The next day, the condo next to us was already getting after it pretty early. This is a pretty busy weekend in this particular town, and they definitely have other friends in town too. They're BBQing, swimming, loud music, really not bothering us though. We keep noticing that black pickup drives by almost hourly. We assume he's probably a local that lives in the neighborhood and doesn't think anything of it. We go out again for dinner and head back to the condo to grab a pregame beer or two before going out for the night, and it's a madhouse. The condo next to us is having a party that is spilled into every open space on the property. We go into our condo, lock the doors, and snap a few pictures, videos in case we have to show our host that we were not involved. As we're sitting in our condo finishing our beers before we head out, no music on, football was on TV, the door slams open and we're greeted with a yelling, "What the heck are you jerks doing?" from a guy that barges in, key in hand, with Karen watching from outside the door. We immediately spring up, ready for a confrontation. We don't know this guy and at first thought he was with the party and broke down our door. He then identifies himself as the host, condo owner, and again starts yelling at us. As it turns out, Karen told him we were hosting this large party, not bothering to take notice that it was the condo next to us. She piggybacks off of him, yelling at us that we're destroying the condo and need to leave. We asked them to step outside, and we will come out to talk numerous times, all while we're now recording, but they both refuse, just repeating, "Get out, leave," at us. So we call the cops. When he realizes that one of my friends is on the phone with the dispatcher, the owner catches some post yelling nut clarity, and reality smacks him. He begs for my friend to hang up, but he refuses. He immediately changes his tone and yells at Karen to go back upstairs to her unit. The police showed up. A few cars since the initial call was for someone who was irate and forced their way into our condo. They see right away what's going on, break up the large party, and ask us nicely if we can work things out with our host, who has pulled a full 180 and is trying to smooth everything over. At this point, we realize that the black pickup belongs to our host, and he tells us the reason he was driving by almost hourly was that Karen kept calling him complaining about us. This whole time, Karen is out on her balcony chirping, saying we were doing stuff that we weren't, citing COA violations, definitely half shot in the rear herself. We inform our host that we're going to vacate and handle the issue through the third party we booked through. He doesn't like this and is trying to hide his rage while being nice in front of the officers that are still there. He insists if we vacate, we won't be entitled to any refunds and all the usual they say when they know they're wrong. We show him the rental contract that says the owner can't enter the condo except for certain exceptions that don't apply. So we rounded up our stuff and checked into a motel that the third party's customer service found for us. Revenge had to be doled out here. I just couldn't let it go. So I sit down and do it the right way. What the condo owner and Karen didn't know is, I used to work in this town when I was younger, or should I say I worked for the town, specifically doing code enforcement, building, fire subcode, fire safety, and local ordinance. I filed a complaint with the town against the COA that was to this day one of the longest they've ever seen. The inspector went out and actually red-tagged the property, meaning uninhabitable until repairs are made, for some of the worst violations. In total, the COA had to spend over $70,000 to fix their violations, in addition to the costs of the penalties, fines, and reapplying for their license to rent. It cleaned out their coffers, and each unit had to shell out cash. There was a rumor that Karen was investigated for stealing from the COA, but I never heard if it went anywhere. Oh, and the third-party app fully refunded us. If you're going to be a jerk, you're going to pay for it. And there you have it, folks. The roller coaster weekend that had us saying, "Don't ruin my weekend." If you enjoyed this wild ride and want more thrilling stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you've ever had a vacation horror story, I want to hear about it. Until next time.